Okay, and we're back with a second round of modified Estes igniter testing. Here's tonight's setup. We have a 12-volt battery connected up to standard Estes electron beam controller up to our igniter. You notice in the background there's a tablet with a timer. That's going to be running in the background, showing you all the way down to hundredths of a second, and the individual tests are going to be filmed in slow motion. So you're not going to be able to hear me do an audible count on each one. So watch for the armed indicator light on the controller going dim in the video. So each of the igniters we're testing, as you can see up here, this first one is just going to be a standard old style igniter. It is untreated. And then we have the new white or clear style. And then same, an old and new version with nail polish, old and new version with green and silver tester's model paint. The timer is going to be running continuously in the background because I'm not going to be able to start it for each one exactly the same time I hit the launch button. So you're going to have to do a little bit of math and figure out what millisecond or which hundredth of a second it started at, but that should be easy enough. All right, let's get Okay, so review of the igniters after the slow-mo video tests. The old style igniter, the untreated version, it seemed to burn through pretty consistently as expected. The untreated new style, as you can see, did not fully burn all the coating. It seems like the nichrome wire actually burned off before it had chance to heat up the coating enough to ignite it. This was not a problem with the 6-volt system, so it would seem that these igniters like lower voltage. Moving on to nail polish, both of them had pretty consistent burning, almost identical burn times on those, almost no difference. And then over to the model paint. This was a bit surprising. Also, just like the untreated new style, the model paint did not have time to actually get hot enough to combust before the wire actually burned through. This, again, was not a problem with the 6-volt setup. It is with 12 volts. And then the silver model paint, it would seem that it's kind of the same thing. I don't know, we may have gotten lucky with the old style igniter. It just got barely hot enough to actually ignite all the paint. But again, it seems a little sketchy on this. It would seem that using tester's model paint is effective if you have a 6-volt supply. But for 12 volts, it seems like it just burns through a little too quick and the coating does not have a chance to burn properly. The nitrocellulose nail polish does seem to help. And the old style igniter performs beautifully as usual. New style one, again, if you've got the 6-volt controller, it's going to burn great. If you've got a 12-volt setup, not so much. Hope this helps some of you folks. Happy flying.